Hello, welcome to Kênh News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Highlight today. Delegation of leaders came to offer incense at the Martyrs cemetery in Cần Thơ City and offer incense to the monument of alcohol at UK on the occasion of the 48th anniversary of South Liberation, National Reunification, the 137th anniversary of May Day, and the 133rd birthday of President Ho Chi Minh. Leader of Cần Thơ City had a meeting with Pavilion Group, Malaysia, to learn about projects that Cần Thơ City are calling for investment. A meeting to evaluate the results of April's work and implementing the task in May. Top news. On the morning of April 28, the High Command of Military Zone 9, delegation of the National Assembly of Cần Thơ City, the City Party Committee, the People's Council, the People's Committee, and Vietnam Front Committee came to offer incense at Martyrs Cemetery in Cần Thơ City and offer incense to the monument of alcohol at UK on the occasion of the 48th anniversary of the South Liberation, National Reunification, the 137th anniversary of May Day, and the 133rd birthday of President Ho Chi Minh. This is traditional activity on each occasion of April 30th every year by the leaders of Cần Thơ City to pay tribute to the merits of heroes and martyrs who have sacrificed for the independence and freedom of the nation and great contributions of leadership generations. Immediately after visiting the city's Martyrs Cemetery, delegates came to lay red and burn incense to alcohol's monument at Tân Kiều Wharf to show respect and deep gratitude for the merits of heaven and sea that alcohol had devoted to Vietnam. On the morning of the same day, the City Party Committee, the People's Council, the People's Committee, and Vietnam Front Committee also solemnly held a meeting to mark 48 years of South Liberation, National Reunification, May Day, and 133rd birth of President Ho Chi Minh. On this occasion, Mr. Trần Quốc Trung, former member of the Party Central Committee, former secretary of the City Party Committee, former head of delegation of Cần Thơ City Unit, has honored to receive the third-class Independence Medal for his outstanding achievements in the course of work. Representative of the City Party Committee also presented the party badge of May 19 to 4 senior comrades. On the afternoon of April 27, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Trần Việt Trường and relevant departments of the city had a meeting and worked with Pavilion Group Malaysia to learn about projects that Cần Thơ City are calling for investment. Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Trần Việt Trường expressed his pleasure to welcome Pavilion Group and introduce the key projects that the city is interested in inviting investors to let Cần Thơ promote its role as a center for international cooperation of the Mekong Delta region. Besides the projects in the planning of Cần Thơ City in the period of 2021-2030 with a vision to the year 2050, investors can participate in proposing investment ideas for new projects for the city to consider and submit to the competent authority rights, especially projects in line with the city's development orientation in the direction of a smart, modern, livable riverside city. On the afternoon of April 27, also, the Standing Committee of Cần Thơ City Party Committee held a meeting to evaluate the results of April's work implementing the task in May. Mr. Lê Quang Mạnh, member of the Party Central Committee, Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, Mr. Phạm Văn Hiểu, Standing Vice Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Council, Mr. Trần Việt Trường, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee, co-chaired the meeting.
The standing of the City Party Committee assessed that in April, the City Party Committee and City Party Committees at all levels organized to thoroughly grasp and implement the party's guidelines and resolutions strictly and in accordance with regulations. The City Party Committee held a conference to elect additional members of the Inspection Committee and Chairman of the City Party Committee's Inspection Board for 2020 to 2025 to mobilize and appoint cadres under the management of the standing of the City Party Committee to ensure strict compliance with regulations. Addressing the conclusion and direction at the conference, Mr. Lê Quang Mạnh noted in May, the members of the Standing Committee of the City Party Committee focused on directing the implementation of inspection and supervision, especially for the incidents with signs of violation and negative happening in the area. Pay attention to monitoring, evaluating and supporting the newly appointed officers to successfully complete their assigned tasks. Directing the City People's Committee to continue to institutionalize each resolution issued by the Central Committee and the City Party Committee on the construction and development of Cần Thơ City in the new phase for effective implementation. The members of the Standing Committee of the City Party Committee directed all levels and sectors to synchronously and effectively implement solutions to speed up the disbursement of capital construction investment according to set plan.
Also, on the afternoon of April 27, in Cần Thơ City, Người Lao động newspaper cooperated with the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and Cần Thơ City People's Committee to organize a workshop on enhancing Vietnamese agriculture and fisheries. Minister of Agriculture Lê Minh Hoang, Mr. Trần Việt Trường, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee, attended.
The workshop aims to deeply identify the current situation of the agricultural and aquatic product production and processing industry, discuss solutions to develop the agricultural industry in a modern, synchronous, and sustainable manner with highly competitive products in both export markets and in the domestic field. To do so, localities need to reorganize production, invest in infrastructure, invest in seed work, and invest in science and technology. The issue of capital investment and the reform of some macro policies were also topics of interest to be analyzed at the workshop.
The government has just reported explaining the opinions of National Assembly Standing Committee and the National Defense Security Committee, preliminary verification agency on the identity law project. According to the government's report, issuing identity cards for 19 million children under the age of 40 needs 100 billion dong, while using a variety of documents now costs 2,000 billion dong.
The government said that according to the calculation of the Ministry of Public Security, granting identity cards to children under the age of 14 helps society and the state budget save costs such as not having to buy vaccination books, medical examination and treatment books, health insurance cards, students' cards. The total cost for all kinds of paper is about 2,000 billion Vietnam dong. People also save costs of duplicating, certifying and notarizing documents. Meanwhile, the cost of producing any identity cards is 48,000 Vietnam dong. The total cost of issuing ID cards to all 19 million children under 14 years old is about 900 billion Vietnam dong. The government thinks that it is possible to add the regulation issuing identity cards for children under 14 years old is not compulsory according to demand is feasible. This proposal is following immigration regulation and other regulations. At the same time, it is compatible with the laws of many countries around the world on issuing identity cards for children under 14 years old, such as Germany, Portugal, Thailand, Belgium, and Argentina.
Textbooks for graders 4, 8, and 11 under the new general education curriculum are expected to be released by the Vietnam Education Publishing House from June 15.
To ensure enough textbooks to serve the school year 2023 to 2024, Vietnam Education Publishing House is printing simultaneously across the country reprinted textbooks. Prepare materials to carry out the printing of textbooks for grades 4, 8, and 11 as soon as the results of the local selection are available. Vietnam Education Publishing House set up a customer support hotline during the peak publishing period from May to the end of September.
And now a quick check on weather condition. Thank you very much for your attention. Please visit us on website kênh youtube.vn. Bye for now.